Ladies and gentlemen, it's time! Hailing from the wrestling capital of the world, here are your hosts.
Oh yeah!
Dustin Starr, his tag team partner, Aaron McMahon.
A-List, baby.
It's Grind City Wrestling.
Oh yeah, and it is Grind City Wrestling. Thank you for joining us here for another edition. This is episode 303. I am Dustin Starr. Be sure to follow us at Grind City Media. Take that subscribe button to Slap City wherever you're watching or listening, especially here on YouTube. Last week, we talked about ESPN's top 30 under 30 professional wrestlers. You can argue with us all you want. Go check it out in the archives, again on YouTube or grindcitymedia.com/podcast. This week, we have a big problem. We have a 420-pound problem when the latest signee from WWE ID, the Memphis Heritage Champion, the only Grand Slam champion in Memphis, Aaron Roberts, is going to join us live, and we're going to talk all about his new WWE ID contract, Memphis Wrestling, and so much more. So, wrestling fans, it is bell time. Ding, ding, ding. Introducing my co-host, my tag team partner. He needs no introduction, but I'll give him one anyway. It's Devin Walker, baby!
How you doing, Dustin 5-Star?
I'm doing awesome. Are you kidding me? I'm all kinds of fired up this week.
How fired up are you on the scale of 1 to 10?
Woo! I'd say a 20.
Okay, I like that. I like the energy.
Be sure to follow Devin on Twitter at Devin_Walker2.
Yeah.
Devin316 says I just interviewed your ass.
I don't know if that works, but yeah, that's cool. Shout out to Lloyd. This streetwear brand did a collab with WWE. This one of the collabs with WWE. Shout out to the Stone Cold hoodie I'm wearing. Yo, we got a lot to talk about.
Lot.
And I might shock you today, 5-Star.
Uh-oh.
I've been thinking about that. It's been stewing on my soul.
He's
as
been
they say.
thinking.
But I do have something to say about what happened this week in wrestling. So let's talk about it.
Lots of really good stuff. First of all, is there anything new? Anything new you need to tell us?
I mean, no, I don't have anything to tell y'all. Let's talk about what's happened on wrestling this week.
Okay.
Because it is a big week because War Games was great.
It was.
Even
We'll
though
talk about it.
I think the War Games left some meat on the bone, as they say. There's a lot of meat on that bone that was left. You know, how do you eat chicken? Do you clear the bone out? Or you leave meat on it?
I don't use the fork. You guys probably think I use the fork to take the meat.
I'm worried about you using a fork. It's like somebody ate that chicken with a fork.
Let's put it this way. I can't eat
the
wings at Lander Center because I would be some kind of messy going to the table to do PA.
Respectfully. But yeah, I think somebody ate that meat with a fork because there's a lot of meat still left on that bone from War Games.
Well, a couple of things before we get to War Games and before we get to the best wrestling that we watched all week and before we talk to WWE ID prospect.
I could be a problem. If you want
Please sing that to him.
I'm not singing it to him.
Oh, that's awesome.
Heel. What's wrong with you?
But he's a local guy that you're not supposed to know his theme song, and I love it that you do.
Yeah. I know his. I told you, bro. I know his. I know K Tumors. There's a couple of guys that got some bangers as theme songs.
Last Saturday, we had Stars of Tomorrow. It's going to air next Saturday, episode 199. The place was absolutely sold out. Devin, I wish you were there because it's like watching a rookie point guard or like a rookie quarterback. You're kind of waiting to see the imperfection. Where is it, right? When are they going to throw that interception or turn the ball over or whatever the case may be? Our Stars of Tomorrow were absolutely fantastic. Guys like Aaron Roberts, Gun Show, Zay Washington, they were all there, and they were giving advice in the locker room, but then also they said, guys, this is so inspiring. Like, it's so motivating that you guys at such an early... You don't even want to watch my first 3 years of wrestling.
I don't. But
it was awful.
Did you wear was that where you painted your face?
It was awful.
You want to know my favorite part about the wrestling Stars Tomorrow? You want me to tell me who said this? You ready?
Go ahead.
The business is full of so-called superstars with shitty attitudes and unprofessional work habits. And the unprofessional thing, those same so-called superstars continue to get away with it because guys like us don't put them on full blast. Who said it? Who said that?
That's my tweet. I should have deleted it. I should have deleted that tweet.
Said it? Dustin Starr, do you want to speak on it or do you want to speak on it?
Let's just put it this way.
You don't have a choice.
It was supposed to be headline, the Stars of Tomorrow. And I don't want to, I feel like I'm giving away spoilers to people who are listening.
Who gives a damn? We are here on this podcast to let people know the real. This is the real podcast, bro. Let us know. Let the people know who's shiesty and who's not.
Jonathan Gresham.
Let's go. Speak on it.
Called out
Speak on it.
the day before our TV taping. Mind you, we have lanyards, we have posters, we have commercials, we have marketing and advertising on Facebook and other social media channels. We have a freaking television show. We are also working pretty closely. I don't want you guys to get this mixed up, but like what we do is to try to get the attention of WWE, right?
Yeah.
So when somebody who's in a feature match calls out the day before saying that they're sick,
Wait, hold on. Say it one more time.
when somebody calls out the day before and says they are sick,
Okay.
regardless,
Uh-huh.
that's a problem.
That's a problem.
And then when you dig a little bit deeper,
Look, man. Look, I'm here. I'm an instigator. Like I said, this podcast, we're here to keep it real. We're here to let the fans know what the real. This is not a sugarcoat bullshit podcast.
as far as I know, there wasn't even travel that was ever even scheduled. So your boy
he
was
didn't even plan on coming to the show.
your boy was pissed.
Oh, I know. I got an angry message from Dustin Starr this weekend. It was great.
But let me just ask
I love
this:
when he gets mad.
how many people do you think complained about it?
I don't think none.
How many people missed him?
I mean, you tell me. You were at the show.
Not one single one.
That's tough. But no, I just want you to keep it real today, man. Look.
Very disappointed.
Before we get to the meat and potatoes, I need to get to the sides. You know what I'm saying?
Hit me with that right off the jump. You had to get to the cranberry sauce first.
Yeah, get to the nasty before we get to the good.
On a more positive note, this Sunday is our last TV taping of 2024, and it's the Grind City Rumble, and it features Joe Hendry is coming to Memphis Wrestling along with AJ Francis and Buff the Stuff Bagwell. If you can't find a seat at memphiswrestling.tv, then you still can meet Joe Hendry and the boys. All you have to do is type it in, memphiswrestling.tv, scroll down, and you'll see the VIP experience. Does not get you a seat to the actual matches, but you get to come early, meet Joe Hendry, Buff Bagwell, and AJ Francis.
What kind of nonsense is that?
Well, brother, we only have so many seats.
I pay for the VIP to meet these dudes. I can't watch you wrestle.
I mean, this is like a Grizz game,
damn.
bro. When we sold out, we sold out. What do you want me to do?
I respect it, bro. I respect it.
So closing out 2024 with 2 sold-out shows. All right, so we've got a guest coming up here in just a moment. The Problem, Aaron Roberts, is going to join us. We'll ask him everything that you want to know. And I said Devin needs to ask most of the questions because I know a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what I can and can't say, but you ask what you think because you have a whole different perspective than I do. But first, best wrestling that you watched all week.
Best wrestling I watched all week, and it's because of the opposite reason. I think it's the best wrestling I watched all week. War Games was great. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the OG Bloodline versus the original Bloodline.
The little stuff with CM Punk. I
That
told
was
you.
great where Paul Heyman hugged CM Punk, done hug Roman.
Walking in front of him in the cage, stopping him from going out. There's a lot of really cool.
Then Seth Rollins coming out on Monday doing all the stuff with.
He always sounds like the heel that's like, "Hey, see, I'm gonna come get you." See,
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, like from like the Arnie and Bullwinkle show.
Yes, yes.
And even like CM Punk saying like, he's like when he heard his music, all that kind of stuff. That was cool. I think a lot of meat was left in that War Games match because we had no interruptions, we had no surprises, nothing really kind of like happened that like I felt like there was gonna be a run in at some point. The Rock did this about 2 months ago.
And nothing happened.
So maybe the street said he was talking about Moana 3. Good Lord. So I thought that was the night when The Rock's going to show up, right? And pick a side, you know? That didn't happen.
I don't know.
I thought Seth Rollins was going to come out and interrupt the match, pick a side. That didn't happen.
Can I say something real quick? Real quick. Pause, real quick. Can these guys stop jumping off the top of these cages?
Bro, Bronson Reed.
I think he broke both ankles.
He broke his ankle on that jump?
I read on the internet he broke both ankles. I don't know if that's true or not. But
he didn't land weird.
He kind of landed like Edge did, kind of feet first. Edge, please, no more jumping off the cage. Bronson, come on, man.
I'm with it. Come on, we gotta have.
You like it?
We gotta have some spots.
I thought Jacob Fatu was going to do a moonsault off that thing.
That dude right there, bro. And the people were getting mad because he no-sold the thing on the toolbox.
Bro, he is a monster.
They said he's a Samoan, bro. You hit his Samoan in the head, he's not going to go down.
He doesn't sell that.
He said.
But I digress. Stop jumping off these cages.
Dustin wants you to stop jumping off the cages. Also, we got to get a new ad for our show. I'm so tired of hearing me bitch about Goldberg. But that's also digress. Best wrestling of the week, and it's for the opposite reason. So we had the New Day anniversary.
New Day.
We talked about this last week, how they set up a kind of the moment, right? The moment where Big E kind of comes and saves the day. And we had two different scenarios that we talked about.
Yeah, I was close.
But the third scenario is the one that happened, where both Kofi and Xavier turn on Big E.
WWE tweeted out the very next day, "Good morning to everybody but Xavier and Kofi."
And I have some sad words for this podcast today.
Uh-oh.
I have some bad words for y'all today. As someone who watches wrestling, who takes in a lot of wrestling, who's a fan of wrestling, a lot of people on the internet were like, "Oh my God, this breaks my heart. Is this the biggest breakup? Oh my God, every 10 years a big faction breakup. We had Evolution breakup 10 years ago, and then I think somebody else broke up 10 years after that, 2004, 2014, 2024. Every 10 years a faction breaks up." Dustin, I got bad news for you. That shit was terrible.
Really?
And it did not move me, and it let me know. I think that segment confirmed everything I've always felt about the New Day. I didn't like the gimmick from the beginning. I don't like the gimmick now. And I think for me, who like I said, if it was like a Dudley Boys situation or like a Hardy Boys turn or like, I think I would have been emotionally invested. When I watched the video multiple times to make sure I wasn't tweaking, Dustin. I didn't care, bro. I said, damn, they turned on Big E, but I didn't like. I saw people was like, oh my God, I'm gonna cry because they turned. Like, I didn't care.
Really?
I think it solidified how I felt about the New Day for the last 10 to 12 years. The pancake throwing didn't move me. The gyrating, dancing on the stage didn't move me.
I thought you were big time into all of that.
The trumpet stuff did never move me. The Dragon Ball Z thing was cool when they came back with the Hardy Boys. I thought that was dope. But I've never been a big fan of the New Day. And I think that moment with Big E getting turned on solidified it for me. I didn't care. I didn't feel bad for Big E. I wasn't happy for Kofi and Xavier. I did not give a damn. Sorry, guys. New Day. I don't care.
We've got Aaron Roberts coming up any moment now, so as soon as he's on, we're going to pause our best wrestling of the week, and we're going to talk to him. But
did I shock you with that, though?
Yeah, because I'm surprised. I actually thought there were a lot of truths in those promos. I expected Big E to come out.
There was truths.
And all these wrestlers have come out now and tweeted that I broke my neck. And I always wondered, why did Big E not continue to be on television in any capacity?
Not even as a manager.
Not even as a manager.
Yeah.
So when he came out and they started, like, I thought it was great. And then the minute that they turned on him, it was like, this is what they're going to do. Now, to me, the only way that this makes any, I don't want to say makes any sense, but the only way that this really helps Kofi and Xavier is if Big E comes back and Big E continues on television and potentially either causes problems for them or maybe he joins them.
So the question is, does the Kofi and Xavier thing turn into a rebrand? Because the New Day is a babyface tag team.
I feel like you got to put the tag team titles on them. And right now, Judgment Day are the champions, and they're going to defend those titles, I think, next week. I don't know that we know who the opponents are going to be, but I would expect that sometime, if you're really in on this New Day thing, they win the tag team titles as heels.
So they're going to continue to be the New Day.
Yeah.
Because New Day is a babyface tag team, bro.
I don't know that you could change the name at this point.
But so they're going to keep wearing those bright ass colors and
they were all wearing black the other night.
They were all wearing black.
And if you notice previously, Kofi had the colors on and then Xavier had all black on.
Yes.
It's very similar to when you see a babyface wrestler start growing a beard or scruff.
Yeah.
You're like, wait a second.
So I just remember the Nation Domination broke up in 2004. I remember. Nation Domination broke up in 2004. Evolution broke up in 2014. And the New Day broke up this year. So like I said, bro, I all these moments, I think for me, it solidified, bro. The pancake stuff never moved me. The trumpets never moved me.
It was just babyface silly stuff.
I think that's what it was. Like Cilio, what was it? Bootios?
Bootios. And then they sold cereal. They sold T-shirts.
Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, they sold all that stuff.
I just thought it was goofy to me. Like I've never once said, Dustin, I need a New Day shirt.
I can't believe that your best wrestling of the week is the New Day splitting up.
And I'm shitting on it.
And you're shitting on it.
Yeah, I just want to take a moment to shit on it. Because everybody else has been talking about how good it was.
I thought it was very compelling. I thought just like they were talking mess to each other the week before, like really spitting truths and pretty much shooting on each other.
Which I love.
Yeah, that'd be like me and you saying, hey, I'm going to say all this stuff about you, so bring it. And you're like, okay, bet. And then it's really good. And then the next week you did the same thing to Big E. It was absolutely incredible.
Look who it is.
Check this out.
This guy.
Hold the phone.
This guy, man.
I won't spoil it, but my best wrestling was also the New Day, but it was not because it was bad. It's because it was good. But it looks like he's ready. Joining us at this time is the current reigning defending Memphis Wrestling Heritage Champion, 6'4", 420 pounds, 23 years old. It's Aaron Roberts. What's up, big man?
And he knows all about breaking up tag teams, by the way.
24 now.
24 now. Hey, we were just talking about New Day breaking up. Devin says you know all about breaking up tag teams.
What a guy.
I just got to say, I think Kofi and Xavier made the right choice.
Of course you do.
Of course you think they made the right choice, bro.
All right, first and foremost, big man, congratulations. It aired this weekend on Memphis Wrestling. I was extremely proud either way, but for them to have me hand over that WWE ID contract to you was absolutely amazing. You told me you could see my hand shaking on the microphone. I think you had goosebumps on your arm so big everybody could see them. How was that moment for you?
I mean, there's not much in life that you can prepare for that moment. You know what I'm saying? You've dreamt of something your entire life, and finally the path it's just never been clear. So, I mean, I think if the people wasn't still booing me the way they was, you probably would have seen the problem, shed a tear or two. But luckily, these people, they don't like me very much.
Yeah.
Talk about that for a second.
For good reason, though, bro.
Yeah. One. It seems like everybody wants to turn these guys babyface when they get this contract, and it's like live. They're like, "Yay, this is awesome! You deserve it."
And they're like, "You still suck."
Not in Memphis. They're like, "Egg sucking dog, you still suck." What was that like, man?
I think it's exactly how I hoped it went. You know what I'm saying? I spent my last 2-3 years trying to be the baddest man walking, and it just proves that I've done my job right.
I want to know though. I see you're walking around. You're sitting in the car with the belt, so that's a flex already. How has your life changed since that viral moment, getting the WWE contract, kind of getting the push from WWE ID on Twitter, on social media platforms? How's your life kind of changed ever since then, bro?
My phone has never stopped ringing. The notifications are more than I've ever had. See, I'm not super big on social media and all that, so it's been a very different approach to how I'm doing things now, trying to stay active on the socials.
Who's the most random person you've heard from since you got the WWE ID contract? Well, that name came across your timeline, the name came across your phone, you were like, hold on now, this person got my number? Who's the most, I guess, famous person you've heard from?
I think the coolest one was I had a very short exchange with CM Punk once he posted me on his story. Very good.
That's dope. Now, I'm not gonna lie, as much as the egg-sucking dog you are, that's dope.
Watch out now.
Yeah, I gotta stay. I'm over here. I'm good. He in the car.
No, I saw that CM Punk shouting out. He is very much in tune with what's going on with the youngest superstars of WWE and on the indies and everything. And I saw something released, an interview about the first day of wrestling school. And you didn't really have a first day of wrestling school. I don't know if very many people know this, but like literally you grew up in the wrestling business. Your mom, your dad, I want to say literally your entire family has something to do with professional wrestling.
Just about. I mean, uncles, great uncles, granddad, mom, dad, brother, cousins. I mean, pretty much you can name it. We spent our time wrestling more than we played sports. We never played football, basketball, baseball, none of that. It was all professional wrestling for us.
So what is it like now? Do you just go to you down at the WWE ID? Do you have like a center for? Like what are you doing day to day now?
Day to day, it's not very much different. Obviously, you've got the motivation to work harder. As far as, I'm trying to get a wider spread of where Aaron Roberts is. I'm not trying to be in the same. Of course, I'm going to stay at Memphis Wrestling, but I'm not trying to be in the same local towns. I'm trying to go to the bigger and better shows and continue to progress in my craft with the WWE supporting me, in the way that they are.
I love it.
Now, this is perfect timing. You mentioned your whole family was involved in wrestling in some capacity, aunts, uncles, mom, dad, brother, the whole 9 yards. And this is perfect timing because we just passed Thanksgiving and Christmas is coming up. How is Thanksgiving different?
Thanksgiving wasn't that different, to be honest. Wrestling's all we talk about anyway, so that's pretty much the whole conversation. Not so much about what has happened, but what's going to happen and what I'm going to make happen, and them just showing their support to me that they've got my back no matter what decisions I make. So Honestly, not much has changed.
Do you carry that belt everywhere you go?
Well, currently I'm at my 9 to 5, or I guess you could say 11 to 9:30. But so I brought this just for this interview.
Oh, okay,
Actually,
okay,
stays on a shelf in my house.
okay. I'm gonna say, I think you should. No, I think you should walk around everywhere you go with that.
Yeah.
I think that's what you should do.
Honestly, I wear this thing around like a necklace, and it does wear out my neck pretty quick.
Oh.
And let me tell you
okay.
guys, all right, so the titles can be anywhere from a 2mm to a 4mm championship. That's the thickness, right?
So it's actually heavy.
He's got a 5mm Memphis Heritage Championship that was designed specifically for guys like him and the big man K Toomer. So that is a very, very heavy championship.
Okay.
Hey, Aaron, I think a lot of people want to hear from your side, like, how did this come about? From your perspective, how long has this been in the making? I know it's something you've been working on a long time, but at what point did you think, oh, wow, like, I think I might actually be on the radar here?
I've always had I'm kind of big on speaking things into existence. So as long as I've been able to speak, anytime somebody's asked me what I wanted to be when I grow up, it's been a WWE superstar. So as far as the confidence to get there, I've always had that. I think maybe 2 years ago now, a WWE scout named Gabe Spolsky came to the Memphis Wrestling Center and held a tryout seminar situation, and that kind of got me noticed by them, and kind of just kept working since. Every time they've given me something to get better on, I try to knock it out as quick as possible.
So that's my question. I got two questions. First one is like when you do get these notes back from whether it's scouts or anybody else, how do you kind of integrate those things like quick, right? So like, what was the kind of feedback you got from Gabe Spolsky? Like, and how did you integrate it so quick?
The main thing that I've been given is, as aggressive as I am, I need to be more aggressive. So I just take what's inside of me. I just let it out. I don't really know how to explain it. I try to set up a match as quickly as I can from when they tell me, and I try to just get footage as soon as I can for whatever they need me to do.
Say less. My next one for you. Now that you got this WWE ID deal, we're gonna be seeing you a lot of places on the indie circuit. WWE.
There's a Fort Lauderdale coming up too.
Yeah, I saw you
heading to Florida.
He was on the graphic. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, the showcase, ID showcase.
Yeah, I want to ask you this though.
Yes, sir.
Who on the indies or in the WWE are you really looking forward to working with?
Anybody and everybody, honestly. There's a lot of prospects in this WWE ID that, they're walking around talking about that they're the best at it and they've got the destiny for the WWE and this and that and all of these things, but they've never been in the ring with problem Aaron Roberts. And truthfully, it's the one representing Memphis and all the surrounding areas. I'm putting a target on every one of their backs, to be honest with you.
Oh, so you don't care who it is. It can be Seth Rollins. It could be CM Punk. It can
I'd
be
love that.
Anybody in the indie circuit. My boy Cappuccino. Let's just sign
Cappuccino Jones?
Yeah, Cappuccino Jones.
I love that name.
Anybody can get the smoke from Aaron.
Just a few months ago.
Do you remember what you? It looked like you
Just a
were
few
breaking
months
it.
ago, Seth Rollins duels in the WWE. There's not that many bad guys.
I think we got him back.
He got him back because we lost connection.
Aaron, do you remember what you told me when you came back to Memphis Wrestling?
I want to be the guy. I want to be number one.
He said, I
Do
want to be
whatever
the guy.
it takes.
I said, all right, well, let's see it. Grand Slam champion, the only one to do it in Memphis Wrestling, the current reigning defending Memphis Heritage champion. This is absolutely insane because guys that are getting signed, I don't know that WWE keeps up with stuff like that. They don't really care about stuff like that. But for you to be the one that was selected after all the accolades that you've had here in Memphis Wrestling, man, that is something special to me.
I think one of the biggest accolades you got is that theme song you got, bro. I was singing it earlier. I
Sing
told
it to him.
him I can't sing it to him because he's a heel, man. We can't redo it because I will say your theme song. if you were allowed to keep that theme song throughout your whole career, that's one of those ones, bro. I will tell you that. So by the way, before we get out, who came up with the theme song? Who wrote it? Like where did it come from?
Actually, the instrumental was my idea. A guy named Walker Hayes or Walker 13 is the one that created the instrumental for me.
Okay.
And then I sent that over to K Toomer and he put the lyrics on it for me.
Cause that joint, you want a problem, I can be a problem. If you want a problem, I can be a problem. I mess with that heavy. I'm not gonna lie.
I got a little inside information. Aaron wanted to change it.
You wanted to change the theme song?
He's like, I'm not the problem child anymore. I'm a grown ass man. And I was like, whoa.
That is actually true.
And I'm thinking, man, we know that song. We sing that song. We can't change it.
You could take out the problem child.
Yeah.
Wait, I gotta ask you. I guess I have to ask.
Yeah, I think we could find a way to edit it. Bring it in.
Now that you brought it up, I have to ask you. Now that you got the WWE ID deal, I have to ask you because I know there's a problem child in WWE.
Oh, come on.
Did you have to change the name because of that's basically his thing?
Honestly, I don't know who you're talking about. That's
Jake
the problem
Paul?
child in WWE.
I think it's Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
I think he's called himself that, but he hasn't used that in WWE at all. I don't believe.
Okay. I said less.
All right,
Jake
last
Paul
question.
is the problem child.
Jake Paul
Logan
is?
Paul is the Maverick.
Gotcha. All right, so last
I'm a big
question,
little gang Pauler.
and we'll let you go. Got a big weekend coming up. What's the next step? Is there a next step, or do you just keep grinding like you always have?
The main step forward from now into the foreseeable future is to grind and work as hard as I possibly can. I would just like to take a minute to say, thank you to Triple H and Nick Khan for giving us these opportunities. And hopefully, Aaron Roberts is the man to impress.
I can't wait. He's the
Hey, he's
420-pound
stamped,
problem. You'll see him live this Sunday at the Memphis Wrestling Wrestle Center. You can get those tickets, hopefully, at memphiswrestling.tv. If not, get your VIP experience. I'm sure you can meet Aaron Roberts. Anything else you want to tell the fans that are listening?
Just show up Sunday and watch whoever they put in front of me fall to the problem. Aaron Roberts, the Memphis Wrestling Heritage Champion. Let's just say I got a couple surprises up my sleeve, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh no!
All right, Aaron.
Hey,
thank you so much.
Shout out Aaron, man. Keep working, bro. I love to see it.
All right, that was the problem. Aaron Roberts, Memphis Heritage Champion. He's got a few tricks up his sleeve, he says. This weekend is the Grind City Rumble.
It is.
That means the winner, if Aaron Roberts is still the champion, the winner could potentially face him at Super Bout, and we'll talk about that here in just a bit. But I have a couple of quick notes before we get out of here. Man, big shout out to Aaron Roberts. Anything that you were surprised about there?
The CM Punk thing.
Yeah, CM Punk.
The most famous person that kind of like showed him some love is CM Punk. I thought that was cool.
Aaron's not really an internet guy, so a lot of times I'll screenshot it and send it to him,
Yeah.
and sometimes he's seen it, sometimes he's not. But we just agreed that, like, there's so much out there. If you see something, show it to me, and I'll do the same. And
Yeah.
man, it's just been like,
I think that's dope. Like
lightning rod.
to get that kind of like hat tip from like somebody who's been in the indies. He's been on the indies himself, right? And he's headlined shows. He's a superstar. CM Punk's a superstar, regardless of how we feel about him, how I feel about him. CM Punk's a superstar. So to get that love from him, I thought that was my favorite part about that. He got the stamp from CM Punk.
all right, the best wrestling that both of us watched all week was the New Day breaking up. Nice jab there with Aaron knowing about tag teams breaking up.
Yeah.
A couple of quick hits.
That was one of my favorites, by the way. The Young Goats.
Yeah, me too. If you watch back, though, and you look at that Aaron Roberts and then you look at Aaron Roberts today, it's like two different people.
Oh yeah, it's a whole different. I mean, yeah, they were a babyface tag team too. But
And a whole different presentation, a whole different look.
I love the grungy, like all black, I'll beat your ass, I'll beat that ass type vibe. And also the inside that K Toomer wrote the lyrics for his theme song. Did not know that.
Hey, man,
I love it.
K Toomer, there's a reason that his theme song and then also Aaron Roberts' theme song, they both hit.
WWE, holla at your boy. He writing bangers, man. K Toomer writing bangers, holla at him.
All right, real quick, CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. Do you want to see it?
No.
I do. I'm curious as what WWE would do because CM Punk is such a controversial, talked about character. Even after Survivor Series, they're like, CM Punk went off script. No, he didn't. He didn't go off script. But it's funny that they all think that he's so controversial and he's so much of a problem that he went off script at Survivor Series.
I'm more intrigued by Seth Rollins versus CM Punk.
Really?
I think that gets me more excited because I think they hate each other in real life.
It brings me to my next thing.
So I
Seth
like people that
Rollins,
don't like each other in real life.
Sami Zayn, CM Punk, all ready for the Royal Rumble, and I think that that's what this is leading to. Do any of those guys, Seth, Sami, or Punk, do they win the Royal Rumble this year?
No. I think John Cena wins the Royal Rumble.
I hope so.
Because I think we saw the other day that John Cena's entering the Royal Rumble for his last Royal Rumble.
Yep.
I think he's going to go out with a bang, win the Royal Rumble. He doesn't win a championship, but I think him having that last crescendo moment at the Rumble is going to be I think John Cena wins the Rumble. I can't wait for that, by the way.
If there was ever a man to win a championship on his way out,
John Cena.
it's absolutely John
And
Cena.
not Goldberg.
Does John Cena retire Goldberg?
I would love it just from my promo segment that I've been watching for the last 5 months of a basketball season.
Eric Bischoff and X-Pac were both on NXT this week. I think that's pretty cool. It's almost like having feature attractions on these NXT shows.
So let me ask a question to you. Did you see Eric Bischoff on the Aaron Hawani podcast?
I did.
I think he said what we say on this podcast, but he said it in a better way.
He said it in a much more vulgar, mean kind of way.
Yeah. We said it in a nice way.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
basically said AEW is shit.
Well, they don't know
And
how
they
to
don't
tell
write
stories.
They don't know how to tell stories.
If you're watching a weekly episodic television program that has storylines that brings you back, WWE's your jam. If you're just looking for a train wreck with boom, 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 psh, 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 all over the place, and you don't know, like, care for health and just aerial attacks,
yeah.
then
It's like a
AEW's
video
your thing.
game, low key.
Yeah, I mean, that's the AEW's your jam. But now, if you're a fan that watches both, just watch them, enjoy them.
Yeah. Or for like, I would say watch and enjoy, but for me, I know we do this, 5-star.
Yeah.
We watch and compare.
Yeah.
Right? Because WWE does such a better job at telling a story. And that's what Bischoff kind of talked about. He's like, there's people at WWE that understand the business, right? AEW he was talking about how ignorant everybody was. It's like they know they don't want to listen to anybody, and they're just going to do these matches. And
in defense, though, Tony Khan, it's his product. He can do whatever he wants with it.
Agreed.
And that's what he's going to do. Teddy Long came into Memphis Wrestling a couple years ago, and he watched one episode, and he tried to dissect it on the things that we weren't doing correctly. But when I would explain to him that he watched the one episode and the reason we did this was because of that, then he kind of started getting it a little bit. So I hope Bischoff has watched multiple episodes, and I'm sure he has because he's appeared on the program. He was on their program.
yeah, so he knows.
So I guess what I'm saying is sometimes you're doing it the way that you want to do it, whether people like it or not. And I think that's what Tony Khan's going to do.
And I respect that, but I also think there's an element of wrestling that has to have storytelling.
Gotta have stories.
Because as a consumer, what gets me to come be emotionally invested in these characters on TV, right? Yeah, you can put on a good match. Yeah, I can watch it on YouTube.
Right.
But if you tell a great story, this is what we talked about a couple weeks ago. Would you rather have a banger match, or would you rather have a match where you tell a hell of a story? And I think we both agree we're like, we rather tell a story.
Right. When that match stops, when the match stops and it's storytelling time, like when Seth hits Roman in the back with the chair.
Exactly.
You know, everything
Undertaker
literally
gets pinned,
stops.
The Undertaker streak gets broken.
When Undertaker chokeslammed The Rock, literally the match stopped.
Exactly.
All the action stops so we can see that story. And then when it's done, it picks back up. It's almost like pausing the movie for one moment to happen.
So
my last thing is December 14th, Saturday Night Main Event returns. It's rumored that Jesse the Body Ventura could possibly be on commentary. We've got Cody Rhodes defending the championship against KO and Gunther defending the championship against Finn Balor. Do you remember growing up watching Saturday Night's Main Event, or is this kind of new to you? Like, hey, I know they did this back in the day.
I remember going to wrestling at the Coliseum. Does that count? On Saturday nights, when I used to get you get the popcorn and the cola for like $2.
Mid-South Coliseum?
Yeah.
That would be Monday nights.
I felt like it was weekends.
They might have switched to a weekend, but
Yeah, I remember me and my dad.
not much. It was Monday nights.
My dad would take me to the Coliseum, and I remember getting the popcorn and the cola for like $2 or $3, and it was like I had the time of my life.
But Saturday Night's Main Event was something that I never knew was happening. I would just happen to turn on the television and go, oh, man, Ultimate Warrior's wrestling tonight. I didn't know that it was a special like Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, so yeah, I didn't. I'll probably tap in just because it's wrestling.
Yeah, December 14th, Saturday Night Main Event. You guys are going to love that. All right, what's going on this weekend, Devin?
We got what's happening this weekend. Do we have any Grizzlies? No, we don't have
Grizzlies. Are
Grizzlies
Thursday.
on the road.
No Grizz next week too.
I don't know what I have going on. I guess I'll be watching wrestling in some way. I watch a lot of just like random wrestling shows.
Pull up on Sunday?
I might.
Sunday, December 8th.
I might pull up.
That's this Sunday. Joe Hendry is coming to Memphis Wrestling.
Is your cameraman ready?
He better be.
Is he ready for the... Yeah, you got to be ready for the...
Joe Hendry, AJ Francis, Buff Bagwell will all be there. It's the Grind City Rumble. It's the biggest, and I know I sound like a broken record, but it's the biggest event of the year because we keep booking bigger stars and selling more tickets.
Does this mean that is your boy John Dalton about to get turned on?
Big John Dalton is working hard.
I think he's about to get turned on.
By Buff
I'm about
Bagwell?
to predict it right now on the show Big John Dalton gets turned on by Buff Bagwell.
Oh.
You heard it here first.
I might cry if that happens.
Yeah, you should. Guess what? Because that's called telling the story, Dustin 5-star.
Buff and
That's
Big
called
John
telling
Dalton.
the goddamn story.
They're working right now to win the Grind City Rumble.
Yeah.
Also, January the 5th, that's our first television taping of 2025. Tickets are on sale right now. I highly recommend you go and buy your ticket right now, memphiswrestling.tv, because I'm about to drop some news that's going to be absolutely huge. And then January 26th, tickets are already on sale for Super Bout 4, our 4-year blockbuster anniversary. Spectacular. You will not want to miss it. That's all the time we got today. Did I leave anything out?
No, everything you checked over everything. New Day is lame. Aaron Roberts is WWE ID. He's a problem. Yeah, I mean, we're good.
Baddest man walking both sides of the Mississippi.
Yeah,
I am Dustin Starr. He's Devin Walker. Baby saying, so long, everybody.
If you want a problem, I can be a problem. If you want a problem, problem child. There you go. That's